Hi, this is Heather Westlake. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I wanted to show you how to make a bridge card. This one was made with some of the new items that will be coming up in the new 2020-2021 annual catalog. This one is called the Ornate Garden Suite, and the thing I like about bridge cards, besides being so cool, is that when you fold them flat, they'll still fit into a regular envelope. Can go either way. So this one is that, and then here's another one made with some of the other pieces from that same designer series pack. So I'll go ahead and show you those. This back piece here in soft suede was actually done with these dies as well from that same suite. And then here is the designer series paper. I'm already on my second pack. You can see some of the different colors. I especially love these white ones with the gold on them, and you can color them with our Stampin' Blends. Let's go ahead and move on to the dimensions for the card. If you need to stop the video right now to write down the dimensions, that's just fine too. In this sample, the card base was the old olive. The bridge here that goes all the way across was in old olive. The front two panels were with the designer series paper, as were these inner ones, and they kind of have some gold on them. I don't know if you can see that very well. Then on the bridge is a different piece of designer series paper. I have Pool Party in the back, and then the swirly rectangle I was talking about. On the back I actually put a white piece of paper as well to write my sentiment, if I wanted to write to the person I'm sending the card to. And then we have our saying here on the inside. So let's go ahead and peek and see how this card goes together. The first piece with the old olive, I'm going to use our Simply Scoring tool. They have these great little arrows that you can set exactly where you need it to score things, so you can do quite a few in a quick amount of time. So you just want to put your cardstock up in the upper left hand corner and then move down here where the arrows are at with the stylus. I like using the smaller end and going a little bit slower. Sometimes if you go too fast, it kind of jumps out of these tracks. But as you can see, that's pretty straightforward there. So we're done with that. I'm going to go ahead and fold those on the score lines then. And this is how we make that bridge portion that's going to kind of pop up. I like things that move, so that's fun. Here's the pieces to our card. I already have them kind of ready to go. I'll show you how I made the daisy piece here in just one moment. I'm going to go ahead and attach these things. I'm going to put the white on the back for my words that I want to say to the person. And the pool party is going to go right in the middle on the center on the front. And you can go as crazy on these as you like. I have one more sample to show you where I went a little crazier. Today I just wanted to show you how the mechanism works. But this is another sample with the Sailing Home bundle suite. So this one has some of the designer series paper, some from the stamp sets, some little dies here, and I also put some of the native navy Sahara sand twine that matches it and kind of put some of that around it. I love how the little sailboat peeks out from behind here, and then this one in the front kind of layers over the top of it. So like I said, you can get as crazy as you want with these or keep them a little simpler. So let's carry on with our simpler one. This is where the pool party is going to go in the front. We're going to put the designer series paper in its appropriate places. I love the daisies on this. Here's some more of that white with gold. We're actually using the other side, but just wanted to point that out. It's lovely in this designer series paper. Works especially great, like I said, with the Stampin' Blends, and that way you can blend the colors together and it flows really well. The daisy punch here is not being retired with the new annual catalog. However, the stamp set that I used to make the daisy is being retired. That's called Daisy Delight. So I'll show you that here in just one second. Then I am going to go ahead and put these green pieces in there. And you don't have to put designer series paper in here. On my sailing home card I showed you just a moment ago, I actually left the base of it as the inside of these colors. But I just liked so many of these pieces in this designer series paper. Then your bridge is going to be this piece that kind of keeps everything together there. And you can decide. I've seen cards where it's put actually down at the very bottom. Mine was a little higher up. How I decided how far down I wanted it was I didn't want the daisy touching the bottom here. So I moved it up just a little bit so that it wasn't actually touching the bottom. But let me go ahead and put the designer series paper on that. And we can put our soft suede piece that we cut out with the other dies from the Ornate Garden Suite as well. Now for this bridge, to make it work, you only need a little bit of adhesive at the end. So what I'm actually going to do is do this first. I'm going to put it all the way to the left. I don't know if you can see that, but all the way to the left with this whole thing flush. But just adhesive enough to be on that first section there. And I'm going to go ahead and put some on the other end. And this time we're going to fold it flat the other way. See how this right side is flat? So again, just press it all the way flat. And go ahead and attach it there. Then it automatically does this little swing back and forth thing. And you can set it on a table. There's the up above look at it. Let me go ahead and get this soft suede piece ready to go. That's just going to go right in the center here. Like I said, I already have the daisy made, but let me show you how I did that. I used the stamp set from the Daisy Delight, and it's actually being discontinued, so if you want to get that, you're going to want to get it right away. Just a tip for using the daisy with the punch. When you go to put it in the punch, I don't know if you can see that the image needs to be straight up and down to fit in there. So just a tip for that, you want to go ahead and keep that straight up. The color I used for that was Crushed Curry. The color that was actually used on the designer series paper is called Bumblebee, and so that's one of the new in colors coming in for this year. So like I said, this is what I was talking about. If you keep the stamp, when you stamp it straight up, then you can line this up in here. And you always want to use stamp punches upside down. That way you can see exactly what you're trying to line up. Then when you get it, be sure and hold it tight, squeeze, and then that'll punch that out. So that's how you do that. And then for our words, I actually used one of the newer stamp sets called Peaceful Moments. It was in the mini catalog, but it is actually carrying over to the new annual catalog. And so today I picked the Thinking of You with All My Heart. I'm going to stamp that with Old Olive. And then I'm going to punch it out. And again, you just want to use the punch upside down so that you can see where you're lining it up, and then if it's centered in the opening, then go ahead and squeeze. And I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on that. So it's a pretty quick card. As you can see, not a lot of stamping. Scoot that down just a little bit. And then for my daisy, I just put a piece of adhesive right in the middle there and stuck it. And I wasn't sticking it right in the middle because that'll cover up my sentiment. Plus for design-wise, you always want to kind of have it off to the side a little bit. So I'm actually going to set it right about there. So there you have it, a quick bridge fold card. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.